Okay, so sorry about the poor audio quality last week. I know there was this horrible squeaking. It was the microphone up against the leather strap thing up on my apron. Anyway, what I've got here is I've got a trolling motor. Now this is a different one to what I used on Jodie B, but this is a cheaper one. Those Minn Kotas are really expensive, and I've got a couple of ideas with this. So let's first of all get it out and see how we're looking. This can is the bit I'm interested in. That's steel, and that is not. Nor is the shaft. Okay. So this will probably be cast aluminium. And what I wanted to do is I just wanted to have a look at how it all fits together. Now the only problem with this one is it's 12 volts, which is not a very agreeable voltage. It's too low, meaning you have to have really thick cables. But anyway, let's just see. Quite nicely made, actually. Initial impression is quite good. I mean, none of this I need, all this nonsense, this bracket and stuff. This all comes off. I'm only interested really in this bottom can and whether I can adapt it for use on a sub. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this lot off, this stuff that I don't need. So we've got, what have we got here? Just the two wires coming in, and there's a whole load going down to the motor. So we need to make a note of how all these go for when I have to, or if I'm going to put it back together for this speed controller. It looks like the actual controller is going to be in the unit itself, not here. I think this is just like a rheostat or something. So that's how it all came in. It fits back together. Now, I'm not intending to ever probably use it like this or put it back together, but if this unit doesn't turn out to be suitable for what I need, then I might as well be able to put it back together and use it for something else, like a dinghy or something. Okay, so that bit for now is not needed. And I can also take this off. Nuisance. And this. Take this bracket off. So all of that lot. Don't need any of that for now. So this is the bit we're interested in. Okay, so what are we here? Let's take a punt at 8, I reckon. 8. wiggly, 5/16 wiggly. So I don't know what it is, go for 8. This doesn't fit very well. Right, that's a more sensible idea. Oh, good grief. What is it? So this is a 1/2 inch socket. Not quite. Bit, maybe. Oh. Socket is ever so slightly too big. Right. Got it. There. Bit of grinding on the end of the socket. Never mind. Now there's probably some seals on here, and this is what I want to see. Where are they? Yeah. There's a seal. There's another seal, and those are peculiar. They're either really mangled or Okay, let's pull this apart. Okay. Right, there's the seal that seals the inner bit to this bit to that bit. So there's a rubber seal here. There's the two mains. And then there's the brushes. But what do these other ones do? I wonder if there's part of the speed controller is underneath here. Let's have a look. So for my own record, the shorter one went to this left thing with the terminal, with the brush on it, and this yellow one. And the longer terminal with these red stripes went to this terminal and the other brush, obviously. Okay, so let's take this bit out now. Right, so that's the brushes. Right, so in the depths here, there is some potted things. So that's probably the speed controller, and it's right at the back where I wanted to put the hole for the blue globe. So I've just got this feeling this isn't going to work, this one. I think I'll have to have a think about this. Right, this was actually one of the reasons why I chose this motor, because the what do you call this bit where the brushes are, whatever that bit is, brushes holding contraption, is at the back, whereas in the Minn Kota it's at the front of the motor, and it's really awkward. So just watch this. Here's the brushes. Now this is always difficult on most motors, and yet here I can just do that there. It's in place now. That was the bonus, or one of the bonuses. So this is going to now want to pull itself out. So I'm going to push that in, and there. Oh, oops. I think that might be the wrong way around anyway. It's supposed to be that way round. Yeah. Ow! Ooh, it's got my fingers! And I've forgotten to put the seal in. Oh! Oof, blimey. Ooh. That magnet is strong. Right, put the seal in. I'm putting it back together for now. Ooh, that was a finger chomper. And keep my fingers out of the way. Oh, got my little finger that time. Oh, that's just so painful. Right, so I've put it all back together. I've put the propeller on just because. Whether it's going to be suitable, I don't know. The idea, I'll just show it in CAD actually, but what I wanted to do was take the two wires from the motor inside and pass them out the back there. But we've got a couple of problems. That there's that the speed controller is in there, and I don't know whether you can run the motor without the speed controller. Now that's what I do on Jodie B's side motors. I've just rigged those up to a relay, so it doesn't use the speed controller at all. It's just on or not on. Right, I'm going to make this really quick. So there's the motor, and I did draw it roughly inside, not very well. So the idea is that I lop off that bit, I make a can for it to go in, like that, a hole in the back. Can has got a lid on it. Then I extend the shaft, I put in a rotary seal there, a proper seal, stick a propeller on the end, and then I put a blue globe at that end, and then the idea was, I haven't drawn this, but to pass the cable out of here somewhere and out through the blue globe. But I think I might just be really overthinking this, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to do this or not now. My impressions are this is actually really quite good, so I'm almost tempted to just do it with the dreaded oil compensation, which is what I was trying to avoid. Find the oil really awkward. I think part of the problem is that I use silicone oil, and it's by its very nature, it's so slippery that it slithers its way through the seals and everything. It's really difficult to actually seal it. So I could use something else. Okay, so I'm finishing off on this, well, carrying on with this bore at the moment. Now, I had a bit of an incident yesterday where I was doing a job for someone else, not submarine related. I was holding a piece of pipe like that. I got the grinder to clean the end of the pipe like that, and it grabbed it on the flap and shoved it into my hand, which is really obvious now. But anyway, I had to go to A&E and get it slapped back together. So I'm going to continue this with, and I'm a bit disabled with this hand, so it just goes to show you have to be so careful. I mean, that happened literally in a microsecond, and it's obvious how stupid it was after the event. And also my finger from that battering yesterday, no wonder it hurts so much. Anyway, enough sob story. I've got my dial gauge attached here as a creep indicator, so I know if my tool is creeping, and I'm nearly actually at dimension. I'm at 76 mil. I'm doing a 1.5 mil depth of cut. Right, so just take this bore, this is the viewing surface, so just take it to final dimension now, so I'm at 79.06, do that again. .08, pulling it a bit hard there. Let's go 79.08. DRO says 79.02, so let's just change that. Nothing much to this. Okay, so I'm just turning out the bore now, and I'm going at 140 RPM. I'm doing a 1.5 millimeter depth of cut on a fairly slow feed rate. And that seems to be giving me nice chips, and it's not chattering, and I'm getting through it fairly quick. So I'm doing it's 3 mil off diameter every cut. My final dimension is 115.05, or yeah, 115.03. We'll take that. I've just got to take a little bit down more off this face. I mean, I was going to leave it thicker the better, but it's a bit thick, so that's 16. Now my dimensions show 10 millimeter, so I think I might just change it to 12 just to give me a bit of extra meat, even though 10 was perfectly okay. So I've got to take a bit off of this to take this down to dimension, to take the bore down to the correct depth, because we're at 37.7 and it should be 36.5, so I've got a tickle to come off this top, bit off this this edge, this side, whatever it is, and then this no doubt needs some off here as well, just roughly. That's 27 and that should be 14.5. So we've got a little bit more to do, but the worst of it is done because that bore is the worst. And I did another one of these. I used variable layer height. I said I wouldn't go on about this, didn't I? I used variable layer height to smooth off the surface at the top, and it worked. That's worked really well. I also used minimal supports, and that hasn't worked so well. There's a bit of see-through there on the base, and this bit here didn't support properly, and nor did this, so I need to do another one, but I'm getting there. Okay, so I've finished making the hatch viewport. That is done. I just need to set up the rotary table and cut the drill holes, and I also made another one of these. I wasn't quite happy with that one. I felt that there was just a little bit too much wiggle, so I've made this one slightly over dimension. So this is 18.9, and that fits better, so I'm more happy with that one. And also I extended the thread length a little bit because I felt as if I was a bit short on thread on that one, so I have done this again. That's taken me a bit of a while, so I'm going to rig it up where's There's the thingy bob to cut the flat now, because that needs to slide over the top of there. So I'm going to do that next. Actually, no, I'm going to do this first because I've already got the rotary table on, so I'll do this first. Right, so I can't actually think of any way that I can hold this. Because because this is smaller, the lugs or nuts or whatever they are, T-nuts, so they don't go far enough inside, so I can't hold it. There's nothing, I can't, hold it like that because I've got nothing on the outside. I can't hold it. Could I hold it like that? No. So I think I'm just going to do this the old-fashioned way, which is how I did it on Jodie B. It worked fine. Okay, that's not bad considering that was a manual monkey. Okay, so I feel as if I've been making miserably slow progress. But anyway, today I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get the hole cut for the hatch viewport and make a start welding that in, and also start to put the flats on for the hatch latching mechanism. Let's get on with it. It's really impossible to see. Right, so it's done. Let's let that cool down a bit, and then we can start the grinding. I'm doing it outside, obviously because of all the smoke, and I'm doing it in the bucket so that it doesn't damage the walkway outside. Right, I'm going to cut the flats now for the hatch opening mechanism. So I've put the vice back on, my Curta-like. I don't have a digital DRO on this machine, but what I have got is a digital gauge or digital verniers. So I've strapped those to the back like that, and the idea is that I'm going to touch off on the part here, zero my gauge, and then as I come up, it only works when you come up, but when I come up it will register on my gauge, and I need it to be accurate because I need to take off, this is 20mm and I want it to fit a 17mm spanner, so I need to take off 1.5mm off each side. So first thing, I'm just going to, I've got this locked so I can't go that way or that way. I'm just going to touch this off. There. And now I'm going to zero my gauge, my super duper scale. Right, so here we go. That was 0.43. Bit of slop. Let's see how it looks. Looks the part. Too big. Whoa, only a tickle. That side's alright. Microscopic amount, literally off one of these sides, it's almost nothing. Right, and now this side. So this is basically the same again. I've had to get my other calipers out because my main ones are there. So this is 12 for M12, and where did it go? The piece it needs to fit is 10. So let's just do this again. I just realised that the light is broken up there, I can't see. Anyway, right, zero that off, carry on. and I just tidied it up a little bit on the lathe. So that is now finished, so that's ready to fit. So the whole point of that actually is that the hatch can be opened from the outside using a spanner which has just fallen in the bin. Did a couple more of these multi-colour changing the filament. This one's gone slightly wrong, got to do it again. This one was destined for someone, but still not quite good enough. So I'm just carrying on with the welding around the on the viewport there, but I've got to go next. I've got to go and buy a Christmas tree.